There's a new cozy game on the block, and this one lets you build your very own adorable neighborhood. In this video, I'm going to be grinding down the newly released Minami Lane and giving a full review of the game, rating it from decaf to fully caffeinated. Without further ado, let's grind this game down and see how it brews. Minami Lane is definitely a Japanese-inspired game. It is on the smaller side, so it would be classed as a tiny game, and with that there also is a tiny story. Each level is set up with a different neighborhood who has had some sort of issue, and you need to bring back life to the neighborhood, which is basically the very simple and sweet story of the game. On the world building side, all of the elements that you see in this game all really work together well to create such a cozy and cute vibe, and they definitely build a Japanese inspired world that is just adorable. While it might be light on story, the Minami Lane world definitely feels full and well developed. So for story and world building, I'm rating Minami Lane as juice. Each level in Minami Lane sees you have different goals which you need to be able to complete to win the level. These will often guide you on what you need to do to be able to build a successful neighborhood, but to build a successful neighborhood, you need at least 3 different things. You need housing, shops, and parks. What housing you build influences who lives in your neighborhood. So you do have young adults and you do have elderly, and they have different preferences. So this can be really important, especially further along in the game, as it will determine who frequents your shops. Each shop has a different product that it sells, and you can customize the recipe and price of this product. So you will be able to completely customize your ramen recipe, your boba tea recipe, and so on. Now, each customer has different preferences on what they like to have in their chosen product. So there is different ideal recipes for each customer that you can kind of uncover mostly through trial and error as you work out what preferences your customers like. Some of the shops do sell multiple products, so it's more about finding which combination of products suits everyone or suits a certain customer, as opposed to how much egg they like in their ramen. But overall, the whole mechanic behind finding the ideal product or recipe for the customers is done so well, and definitely adds a more complex and challenging vibe to the game. Parks are required for relaxation and beauty purposes, and in this game you will find there are 2 main elements that combine to achieve your customer or your residents' satisfaction levels, and they are how satisfied they are with the products and the shops, and how satisfied they are with the beauty. So you really do need to be mindful of these 2 different things because they do determine your overall satisfaction level. Each building that you build does have a required number of residents and satisfaction level before you're allowed to unlock it and build it. So it is really important for developing your neighborhood. Alongside this, later on you can unlock the service center, which unlocks more options for you. So you'll be able to remove buildings and repaint them, as well as some other services down the track, which is really useful. There are also some really cute little bonuses, so you can find the hidden objects in each level, as well as pick up the trash, pat the cats that come and visit you, and of course, make sure you say hello to the cyclist. The mechanics of this game feel really balanced and are surprisingly challenging as well. I definitely enjoyed trying to figure out what the ideal recipes were for each of my customers, and I think that can become really addictive, especially when they change it up on you midway through the level and the recipes all change and you have to completely start from scratch. This is definitely a game that has replayability through the missions, but it also has a sandbox mode, which gives you freedom to just continue building and build however you like. So it really does have unlimited gameplay. They can easily add in a lot more features and a lot more levels down the line, so I'm excited to see what potentially could happen next. But for game mechanics, I'm rating Minami Lane as fully caffeinated. Minami Lane definitely has a cartoon style that is cute and cozy. The Japanese themes are carried through in a really cute way, and you can see how much attention to detail has gone into the game to really carry these themes through. The color and building customization is done in a way that gives creative freedom but still keeps a cool aesthetic, and I love that there's different colors to choose from, so you can have a neighborhood that looks kind of unique but still aesthetically pleasing with the game. The cats in this game, yes, it does have cats, are adorably designed, and the fact that they meow is just so good. The soundtrack definitely matches the vibe, giving a cozy and comfy kind of feel, and the sound effects are really great at alerting you to different things like the cats meowing, the bicycles, all of those sorts of things, and I think they've really nailed the sound design of this game. Everything really fits together so nicely for this game in terms of graphic and sound. So for graphic and sound, I'm rating Minami Lane as fully caffeinated. Minami Lane combines some familiar elements together to create something that is kind of unique. The overall concept is a fresh take on a city builder style game. I love that you're building a street rather than a city, and it just kind of feels like a really simple take on a city builder, which I think is actually perfect. They've definitely nailed the cozy brief while still giving mechanics that are in line with the city builder and do have some complexity to them if you dig down enough. And I definitely think the Japanese style gives a fresh spin on the city builder category in the way that it's done, because I don't think we've seen a lot of Japanese cozy city builder type games before. So for originality, I'm rating Minami Lane as fully caffeinated. Minami Lane is a cute and cozy city builder sim that nails the Japanese inspired aesthetic. It's got simplified gameplay that definitely makes for a more cozy experience while still giving us some balanced mechanics that make the game feel engaging and fun. They've created the perfect first city builder for someone wanting to dip their toes into that style of gameplay, and I think they've definitely nailed not making you feel overwhelmed by having too much to take care of. It's definitely short and sweet, but sandbox mode adds a lot of longevity to the game, and more levels could definitely be added later on. We've ground the beans, we've carefully weighed and pressed the grinds and brewed this game down. Now it's time for a taste test. Minami Lane is fully caffeinated. Minami Lane is available to purchase on Steam now. You can find the link in the description below. The playtime of this game is 2 to 4 hours for the campaign, but unlimited with sandbox mode. So you can definitely get your money's worth. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it's helped you make up your mind as to whether or not you want to purchase this game. Until next time, stay caffeinated.